else B said he was going to be adding that later. I see some old screenshots rotating, and I don't see the pictures of us. Sanio, nice. Atos is working on his mic.
Oh, that purple roof house is amazing.
I didn't see it. Was it your house? Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Not damage your eye. Eyes are useful.
And do that. Okay, so now they should be able to hear me, but can they hear you guys? You guys talk now.
Hello.
This is Sanio.
They have to be able to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you
I hear people. It
Chris,
sounds
Atos?
like they can hear you. Okay, it looks like your levels are good. Okay. I now know what the new buttons are for, or the new changes are. Yeah. Here, looks like our levels are pretty good, too.
That says I can't.
All right. I meant to start this earlier. I had an important phone call come in there and I had to take it, so I meant to have more of this warm-up time here and let people collect and gather. Oh, yes. Allie is here somewhere. Look, you want to see what she looks like? There, she looks like a red S.
Yeah, I have to figure out how to change that to use my heraldry.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just going to let that go. For those watching the art here, this is, again, we're going to stall for a while here just because it's release 100 and we'll probably go late anyways. And by the way, thank you very much there, Submarine Mike. And also Ben Cannoli. It's a me! I saw that. That was interesting. I didn't know that it said that. That goes well with Ben Cannoli. There's also going to be a new sound today, I just realized. Because I've been working so much, I actually went and bought a new chair. My old one was killing my back. And it's actually a super nice Herman Miller Aeron chair. Oh, so comfy. But it's a used one. There's a lot of those around because all the tech companies are ditching their offices. So guess what? There's like thousands of Aeron chairs around. This one is perfectly comfortable. Everything works on it except it does this. Yeah. So if you guys hear squeaking,
it's not an old-fashioned rocking chair?
Yeah, that's not an old-fashioned rocking chair. That'd be cool. It could be an old-fashioned rocking chair by tech standards. This is like a .com rocking chair, I guess. It's kind of like every .com company was filled with hundreds of these chairs. How do you spell the name of the chair? I haven't given him a name. I'm going to call him, I'll call him Cherry. Cherry McChairface. It's Aeron, I forget what it is. Oh, we got a hype train going. That's too early, guys. You got it too early. You're too fast. Now there's going to be a hype train before anybody's on to hype it up. The manufacturer, it's Herman Miller. Or is it Mueller? I don't know.
I think it's Miller.
Miller. Herman Miller.
Yeah. Those are good chairs.
Oh, it's super comfy. I had one that's, they come in the different sizes thing I really needed. So this is a C size. Oh, I guess I can turn our camera on so they can actually see us here. So it's actually like a C size, the big sized. Yeah, like super comfy. All right, and we're a couple minutes past start time here, but again, I got a later start than I meant to. The guy to blame is probably on the stream here somewhere. Hey, thank you very much. Oh, you guys are doing the hype train thing. Woo! We will be doing prizes. I forget what the new prizes are for this time around, but I'm sure they're awesome. We will be telling you guys that in a little bit. And yes, they are the defacto.com chair, but they look cool and they're comfy. It's awesome. Herman Munster. So yes, what is on screen here? People already guessed this. This is, we're going through the old stuff because we're 100 releases in. Thought it'd be cool to show off some old things here. So we'll be talking about showing off some old art. Not too much of it. That may be all we show off, old art. I'm going to show off some old design documents and some punch list and some milestone goals that we had. And we'll talk about some old time stuff. And we're going to go over this release, of course. And pretty sure someone just gifted 10 tier 1 subs. Versago, you rock.
Wow, nice.
Hey, Anpu. Anpu, you're my favorite player. You're all my favorite players. 20-way tie.
I thought
Seriously,
Maxine was your favorite player.
Maxine is my favorite player. Maxine will always be my favorite player. That is one of those things, too, as we sit here and stall for time, just give a few more people get time to get in here. I'll give it just another minute or two, but that was one of those things I realized was while going back looking for pictures of old stuff related to the project, I was kind of going through like my timeline, my picture timeline. I'm sure everybody has some system to do that so they can see by year. And I got to the start of things, and then after the start of things was a bunch of baby pictures of Maxine being born. So Maxine is actually a project baby. Now she's running around and doing 12th grade math and being super smart and super awesome, but she was born during the project. What is the in-game phrase? Ravelox, I'm throwing that into you.
April Fools.
One
No
word or two?
apostrophe. 2 words.
April space fools, no apostrophe.
That's right.
And I saw you updated that script. I didn't check to make sure you did it right, but you can also cut that down. So you could have just done April Fool. I guess it's April Fools. The Aprils, that's where the apostrophe would be on the Aprils, but
Right. So it's looking for leftwise unique.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Could have just put fool on there and then gone with that, and that would have been fine. I usually shorten it just in case people mistype it, so I don't have to worry about the typos.
Gotcha.
All right, I think we're about ready to start here. So, greetings, guys. You got 3 minutes left on your hype train there. For every level they get on the hype train, if you're new here, that is 1 extra round of prizes we'll do. I think the prizes, what are they, like maybe 33,000-ish crowns worth? Something like that?
About that, yeah.
For each round of prizes. So each round there, and it's a good one because you can do the bits, but it's not rewarding you specifically because we still just give them out randomly based on people who say the phrase in-game. Not in here, don't say it in here except to tell people what it is. The people who say it in-game, so all you have to do is install the game for free. You do not have to purchase anything. You do not have to give any bits. We do give out more prizes, but that's not tied to who gave the bits. So just trying to be totally fair. And thank you. And there's going to be a lot of thank yous here at the end. I'm going to try not to rush out the door today. Hopefully the family does not need to eat early. Again, big release. I was going over one of the things I was looking at that I thought about showing for this release was going back, and we did a long time ago. We'll see how old you guys are. How many of you have been with us for 8 years or whatever crazy amount of time it has been since we did this. But we did a never read the comments stream that was basically us going and Man, you gotta get level 3 there. Go Key Mansour. But one thing's that, like, we took the most toxic comments from 8 years ago and put them into like a document, and we all went and read them and made a video of it. I'm not going to show that video today. You can go check it out on YouTube. I was looking for content to talk about here today, and one of the things I saw in that was a lot of the comments. I know this will shock you, but we had a lot of trolls back in the early times. We have far fewer now, fortunately. I think they got bored. But probably the most common comment type thing that was in that document was people saying, it'll be dead in a year. Suck it, trolls. Can you guys really not hear? Pops, can you not hear us? You can hear us. I think you can hear. I'm going to turn up things just a little bit just in case. All right. You guys hear me. I'm going to say that's Pop. Pop's having issues there. But yeah, so anyways, we are honored and amazed. 100 releases in a row. I think we were just talking about this today, but I think we've had one late release. And that was actually because our lead server programmer, Jason, awesome guy, still talk to him. Pretty good disc golf player, not great, pretty good. But he did not, disable the flame noise. Let's see, I can probably do that. I think that'll probably end here shortly. You guys will end the hype train and that'll go away, or there'll be less of it. But anyways, we did the release, and I forget which release it was, like maybe a release 20 or 25 or somewhere in there. And after we did all the release stuff, we did all the checking, we went through all of our check steps, and we got to the end, and he forgot to hit the final button to let players in. And no one noticed for like 10 minutes or something like that. So I think we were late, like 5 or 10 minutes late one time, and it was because we forgot to click one extra button.
But was it released on time? We just didn't allow people in?
Yes, well, the release was done. Everybody was able to patch up. We just didn't click the button to turn off developer mode. So we didn't notice because we could get in because we're developers.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Hey, we're being told that you... Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Got it.
I know. Oh, I killed us. I didn't mean to kill us. I meant to kill that thing. There we go. All right, guys.
Hey, we're new to the streaming thing, so you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so new to it. I keep clicking on the stream, like the picture of the stream showing what's being captured, and trying to drive through that.
Oh.
It's weird. It doesn't let you move around when you click on that stream over and over again. It just pops up a dialog box. Here I am. I came back to Grust today because this is, I think we showed it last release, maybe, last stream, and it was not live. We are now live. Oh, nice 420 there, Big Dog Gaming. Thank you very much.
I think the last version you showed of Grusk, did you show it on QA, the QA server version?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a little early.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's some small improvements that happen here and there. No big changes, like the skyline is essentially the same and so forth.
All
Special
right.
Props.
But that was one of the big things we had. We again, that was one that we probably could have pushed out last release. As Sanyo just told you, not a ton changed, except I know you got some more NPCs in and a lot more polish in.
Quest.
I apologized. I had to apologize to him and to Devil Cult this release when we do our patch notes, which I just want to say, Allie, that red circle in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, did a freaking amazing job on several things, that being one of them, the patch notes, and cleaning up that stuff and turning it into something meaningful. But when we did the patch notes, I had to apologize to Keith, Sanyo, sorry, and also to also to Devil Cult, because they had each had probably 100+ changes that were in the change list of things that happened this release that I just had to go and delete because Sanyo's were all Grusk fixes to Grusk, improving Grusk.
I want to say, yeah, I was very happy with all the feedback I got from the people who tested on QA. It could have gone live last month, but Grusk could use some polish, and you gave me the information I need to polish, and I also put in my own extra stuff. So we got the map in, and so it's solid like it should be. I think. Thank you everyone who tested on QA.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, Devilcult did a ton of stuff, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of the stuff, a lot of the UI improvements he's had here. Oh wait, we got to see what was the Hype Train level. Hype Train 3. Oh, they were really close to 4. I may give away 4 since we skipped a whole month without a stream. But we'll see. I know they were pretty close there. Yeah, Devilcult had a ton of fixes. Most of his were internal fixes, which is just improving some of our back-end stuff. We had a bunch of, just over time, because we've been pushing out a lot of changes, and the project keeps getting bigger and bigger. We kind of had a big backlog of spammy junk filling up our logs and error messages that don't have a very visible facing thing to you guys, but it was causing problems on our end. And he's fixed just a ton of those things, so good work to him as well. Really, this release, like everybody, and I know, let's see if I can get this right. Bam! That guy up there doing the maps. How many maps did you get done this release, Ravlox?
Well, counting the dungeons, near 60. And
not too shabby.
No, not too bad. And I'm going to be continuing over this weekend while we're still in lockdown to throw some more in. I'm assuming we'll probably put out another patch like Monday or Tuesday, right?
Yes, I may do one tonight. I'll see what things have gone in. I know I don't have anything critical, but I know there's the new item. We didn't properly flag things as new items, so we added a bunch of new items to the store, and they don't show up in the new section, so...
They are all in the store, though, if you go searching through the lower categories.
Right.
Just go search through all of them, and maybe new items can show up in the sale list too, right? I don't see any. I know the heritage stuff can't, but new items can.
Right. I don't think that they're. I mean, I don't know for sure. Which I guess this would probably be an appropriate time to say that I'm getting involved in the stores now, guys. I'm doing for the moment. I'm doing a review of things that are added into the store and things like that. It's kind of like the second set of eyes deal. I'm going to be going through with List, who's the primary person working on the store now, and making sure I get spun up and stuff, so that way I could help maintain it as well and get more items into it, things along those lines.
Awesome, and happy to have that in there. It's good to have more eyes on all that stuff. Yeah, and we have the problem. This is one of those things I wish I'd added long ago, is if you're GM ghosted, even other GMs can't see you.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
So these guys are here fighting everything.
But if your GM ghosted, they can see your mount.
Ah.
You just have random horses with no nameplates running around you.
or your light, or any other VFX.
But anyways, that's why you guys are going to have to fight things. So if you want me to follow you, you've got to fight. The other option would be Sanyo could stream his local version, but then when we stream over the other stuff that's not Twitch, it's not really meant for high frame rate. We're using, today we're just using Google Meet to stream the multiple people on there, because I'm not sure how many people we're going to have show up today. Everybody was super busy, but we may have a few extra guests show up still. Looks like Winston's going to take care of stuff here for us. But what you're seeing here today is Grusk. This is a tier 10 scene, but I think I'll turn things over to Sanyo there. You want to give us a quick walkthrough, and then we can go over some more of the stuff in Release 100?
Sure. So Grusk, I'll give you like 4 or 5 paragraphs about Grusk. So Grusk is in the episode 2 continent called Mistrender. If you know the area, there's 3 main islands. It's in the middle island, almost up on the center right side. So if you go the middle island, go up, kind of to the center of the map, and then go east to the shoreline, and you'll see Grusk is right there. So Grusk is a kobold town. For the most part, they're friendly. The village of Grusk is friendly kobolds. We're in the factory area though, and these factory workers, they're just angry, surly types. So they will actually fight you. So this section of the town, this neighborhood, is dangerous. And if you talk to the other kobolds, they will actually let you know, stay away from the factories. They'll warn you about that. You may see this sort of like yellowish area. So the whole area is kind of like, if Chris looks up, you can see that there's smokestacks that are pumping air, pumping smoke up into the sky, and so the area is like not the greatest air quality in the area. So that's why there's a weird color to the atmosphere. There's a lot of pipes, chains, spikes. So other sections besides the factory in Grusk, there's the main village area, and if anyone's familiar with Tangamire knows that these episode 2 towns, they're different than any of the towns, NPC towns we had elsewhere in the game, which is that there's no player lots, but there's also so there's a cluster of the NPCs you want to interact with, which is the merchants, the trainers, the public vendor, quest givers, but then surrounding the that community are some dangers. So Grusk has this factory area is dangerous. The wilderness surrounding it is dangerous, but there's also like a main village area that has blacksmith, carpenter. It's even an oracle confirmatory. There's a lot of buildings, places to explore. Some things you can find, you have to like wonder what it means. Like you might find a guardian's key. Like what does it open? There's some Easter eggs here and there. There's a big docks area with some sailors. We have some of you may have noticed as we're fighting in here that there's a little trolley that goes around. There's a few trolleys that scoot around. Grusk, you can jump on it, and it's kind of like an elevator or Uber. You can jump on it, and it'll take you around on part of the track. And it's free. You don't have to pay for the trolley. There are little interactables here and there, like there's these walls of gears that you can find the switch, you can spin the gears. If you can you run around, you might find like a cluster of pipes with some wheels. You turn the wheels, and steam comes out. So there's just sort of like little fun things to sort of interact with that go along with the whole Kobold, the community themes of being. So if you don't know anything about our kobolds, they are workers. They have created like where a lot of humans use spells, and that's what sort of is a driving force for human advancement. Kobolds are makers. They're crafters. So they have steam technology and some electricity. I don't know if you can see it from here, but there are several electricity towers. I'm not sure what we call them in the game. Moon towers.
Moon towers.
Yeah, with the sort of like electricity zapping, lightning sort of sparks on the top. So they use some of that technology. They have windmills all over. It's a whole sports their theme, and there are some quests here. Right now there are 3 quests. One of them is a one-time quest. I'm not going to tell you where to get them or the full details of them. I'll let you explore. There are 2 of them lead into daily quests, so you can sort of keep coming back to the NPC that gave you the first quest and sort of do a similar quest the next day, again and again and again. What else? What am I missing there, Ravalox? Have you run around? Here's a fictional thing. There is so the kobolds have this concept of a Grand Artificer, and the Grand Artificer is not their leader. Their leader is Korribar back in Skrek, and these kobolds here are an extension of that kobold nation, empire, or whatever they call it, a kingdom. But so the Grand Artificer is their greatest maker, their greatest crafter, and every bunch of years, a new one is a new Grand Artificer is declared by the king, or what we call the king. I don't think the kobolds actually use the term king, but so there's currently not a Grand Artificer, and the governor of this town, of Grusk, he plans on being the next Grand Artificer. That's his goal in life, his main goal. So there is a big mansion in the center of the town that is his home, and if you go inside, you can you won't meet him because he'll be have his own sort of quest line later on. So he's not there right now. But you can explore his home, and throughout Grusk and the mansion, you'll see that there are automatons like all over the place. The primary export of Grusk are automatons. So throughout Grusk, you'll see humanoid automatons sweeping up and other little maintenance things. And there's also little nice little perks. One thing, I don't know if you've seen me like do any of these chats, you know I just love adding bathrooms. So NPCs need a place to go. So there is actually a not just like an outhouse, but there's like a small shed, just a public privy. So if you really need to sort of like go to someplace private, you can jump in one of those privies and take care of business. We have a lot of different buildings, not just like the shops, blacksmith shop, carpenter shop, maid shop. Like I said, the Oracle Confirmatory. There's a hospital, there's a jail, there's inns, guard post buildings, all sorts of exciting things.
Pumpkin nursery.
Nursery, yeah, for pumpkins. And this isn't necessarily a secret. I've mentioned it to a couple of people, but the next map I'm working on is called Grusk Factory. So there will be access to an underground dungeon scene through this factory area at some point. So I think that's my big blurt, my big ramble about all the Grusk stuff.
And the other thing we've seen clearly here is apparently we've got at least another patch or two to go, the mover crouch bug. If you've been seeing people crouch. At first I was like, no, that has to have been fixed, but nope.
Yeah, that's also still the issue of people being invisible to other players when they're on elevators or trolleys from other moving stuff.
I thought that was fixed too.
It was partially fixed, so you can see their nameplates now. So at least know where they are.
Yeah, that was mine fixing, and it's not 100% consistent either, so. All right, well, maybe Devil Cult can take a stab at that. He's been fixing a lot of my long lingering bugs. He's not here. I wish he'd get on one of these streams so we could tell him he's awesome to his face, but we'll have to do that.
A few of the UI bugs that he closed this release were ones I had found in Jira that were in the 20,000s.
Which, by the way, we're in the 70,000s now, so.
Something that Devil Cult helped me with was we don't normally have something that starts and stops things based upon the time of day. And I wanted these streetlights here in Grusk to be controlled by some external source, not like guards or somebody walking around turning them on and off. So he set that up. So if you walk around Grusk, like, I wouldn't call it an Easter egg or anything, but it's a nice little nicety for the townsfolk here in Grusk is that the lights will automatically turn on when it gets dark and turn off when it's daylight again.
All right.
I'm looking to see here, since it was brought up about the Jira numbers, how many that we actually get on a monthly basis. This month we've actually closed about 250 Jiras. Oh,
Mostly
actually, no, higher. 305. Yep. Our intake was 108 and 305 were closed.
So our intake, it's getting smaller. Yeah.
Well, the intake is slowing down a little bit, but there's definitely more stuff on the forums that needs to be processed and brought in.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think that covers it for Grusk. That plus the stuff we did last time around. Let us. Do I have any volunteers to go over new stuff?
Well, before we move on, I see some players were asking, like, can they get the Cobalt toilets added to the store? Aren't they already in the in-game store? Or
no, they were a make a difference item, and so that needed to be set up again before this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobold masks. adventure design. You have NPCs, of course, lots of wearable stuff.
All right.
Their homes.
We should look into that at some point.
Yeah. I'll make a note of bringing that up at one of the team meetings. We'll have to talk about the make a different stuff and things.
All right.
Someone pointed out that they see the Rinaldi says that he sees the Grusk kobolds now cough. Yeah, some of them do cough now.
I think that's in the patch notes. I did the build early this morning, and Allie did the patch notes, and then I never told her when I actually published it. Allie, I published it.
Yeah, I noticed when you said Mattermost, and I went in and I added the time and build number.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a note in the patch notes. So.
Yes.
Samuel, I think the kobolds need to start working on smog controls.
I don't think they really care about that. They wouldn't let it get this far if they really cared about it.
Yeah. Well, they are reptilian, you know. So if anything, they're kind of terraforming to make things more to their liking.
Yeah, but they're not doing it right. It's a real call.
And I figured all the factory workers were angry because they kept tripping over dead birds.
Oh yeah, there's the dead birds.
What? Are there dead
Dead
birds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I made a
look on the ground in the factory area.
Oh.
So we have like these
Canaries?
human and elf and
Yeah,
kobold dead bodies here and there. I have like a little dead bird variant of that.
All right, I guess dead birds are allowed. Dead horses, right out. Dead dogs, definitely not. Dead cats, absolutely not. Dead birds
But dead
allowed.
birds and now dead fish too.
Oh, there's an interesting thing where some cats are committing suicide.
Oh.
So I was made aware of that the other day, so that needs to probably be looked into. If we could actually put some kind of an avoidance to fire against the cat's AI. Apparently,
I don't think they're going to be able to recognize that someone has immolation on.
yeah, it's basically the people are running around with immolation on, and cats are running up to greet the person and they die. So,
Oh well.
Where's the trolley? I was going to jump on the trolley before I left while I go over stuff, so I move around. Oh, come on, trolley.
There's
Yeah, that's
several
actually good
different
for when you're.
colors.
The trolleys are good for when you're chatting.
And now it
Travis
vanished on me.
used to say like you're always like facing the wrong direction, and now you get a nice little panning shot.
Wait. Oh, I'm GM ghosted. That's why things are so weird. If you're GM ghosted, this is a player problems do not have. If you're GM ghost, I have to choose between being invisible to creatures or being invisible to, visible to creatures and get on there.
I think you can do that ghost access or whatever that
Oh,
is.
that's right. We have a thing for it now. I'm just going to turn off GM ghost. That's fine. The ducks are doing fine, fortunately.
Hey, those birds are living.
But let's see. So some of the other big things, again, just lots of UI little stuff. I think last time we tried to go over every change we had. I'll go over one of the big ones, which is the fish. I know you guys love your fish. There's now more fetid fish. That is thanks to Beezus, who's been back helping us out some while Rick is away with his training stuff and doing the pub stuff. He still owes me some beer. But let's see. Actually, I think I've got I can just pull this guy over and show. We got some fetid fish there. Some new types. I think that top one is that an arowana? Is that what that one's called? That one looks like some type of sturgeon. But anyway, some new fetid fish for you, some new fishing stuff. As always, we take care of our fishers. I think one of the big things here, which I'll credit Sanya with, at least I think he's the one that suggested it first, if not, he gets credit for it, was we were talking about, like, what can we do that feels like something we should do at R100? You know, it's not going to be a ton of work for us, but players will really appreciate, especially our longtime players. Some of you guys who I know have been with us since Release 1, which is the quest reset, resetting the quest reset. That was one, unfortunately we couldn't do a +1 where you get to do it an extra time, but we were able to reset it. Ooh, I must have calling on. But we were able to reset it so you guys can do it an extra time. Hold on, I'm going to change my graphics setting here.
Yeah, so anyone who's already done the quest reset, you can now do it again. It doesn't matter if you did it like, when we were
There
persistent,
we
but
go.
before we launched, or we did it like you did it like a week ago. It's all reset so players can do it again. And I want to pass the credit for that on to player Anpu.
Well, the guy that's the best player in the game. I just said that earlier, right?
Yep. I saw that they suggested it. The actual quote from Discord was that they had one-time quest reset to release 100, best release ever. So
All right.
it's done, Anpu.
Yeah.
You got it.
All you, Anpu.
Oh, and by the way,
And
since
Wither
we're-
Spoke was the one who made it happen, and I think he made it so that way. I don't know the programming side of it, but he said something about
Making it
in a way
easier
that
to
you
do
can
again in the
get.
future.
Yeah, so basically the way it's set up is that if the player, there's a date, we just put in a date cutoff. So if anybody had reset their quest prior to that date, they have another reset. So it's, it effectively resets everybody's ability to reset their quest if they've already done it. And it also gives the ability to just go in there and change the date on it if we want to do this again at some point.
Yeah, and I saw somebody asking, I don't understand the point of the quest reset. So a lot of players did the quest right when the game released, which technically it was doable. I don't think it's a huge secret that we probably released early, and by probably, I definitely mean definitely. And the quest was in some semi-buggy, not super polished state. So that lets you do the quest. That's one reason. If you're passionate about the quest stuff, you like the Tracy Hickman and Richard story, you may want to do it again and see it in its actual, more polished form. The other reason is, I think someone was saying it's like 40 million experience points if you do the entire quest. For a lot of players, that's worth their time to go do that. It's would you rather do that? I see Scoffer.
Sorry.
I see Scoffer making a comment here saying that if you did it like us with 300 bugs in it, now you can reset it and do it with only 100 bugs in it. Ooh. Oh, you stabbed. You hurt me, Scoffer.
Ouch. Eric Rules asked, does the reset still call it virtue reset? It doesn't fully reset your virtue, I want to mention. It's the same as it was before, which is it clamps your virtue down to a small frame.
A median range.
Yeah, so where your virtue could have been like any sort of extreme thing right there. It brings it into like so some players may have we went persistent like 5 or whatever 6 years ago. We didn't have a lot of great options for doing plus or minus the 3 different virtues, and so they may have like accidentally or just ended up having like a one virtue score like extreme plus or minus. So this will sort of bring you back to manageable, and then as you go pursue the shroud, maybe you have more control. And I put in like the quest that I put in over time. There's all these like almost every time you get like a conversation choice in the game, you can choose plus or minus virtue choices. Like you could be kind or angry or greedy or courageous or whatever. And so you'll get some like little virtue changes. So over time, it's better managed.
While we're talking about Anpu, let's also mention that it was his idea to put a blurb into the store in the bottom left-hand corners. If you do not have episode 2, it'll come up with a little statement saying, "Hey, you don't have episode 2. Click here if you want to get it."
So I think the lesson here is if you want us to do something, you need to trick Anpu into saying it.
We only listen to Anpu. Definitely don't
That
have
sounds like a
Scoffer
good plan.
Let's see. Lots of other stuff went out. Of course, you get your login rewards, and if you are a rewards program person, make sure and get in there in the rewards program. And you get not only the crowns with a rewards program every month, but you also get a bunch of decoration type stuff. Now we have made one change. We used to do when we do the rewards program, we would not put the items in the store. So now we put them in the store afterwards usually, but the value you get is for like $9. You get like 2,000. What was the number last time? I think it was like 2,600 when we calculated it last time. So basically, you get like a steal in terms of just overall value.
Right. And you get them first before everybody else.
And you get them first before everybody else. Yes. So definitely sign up for the rewards program. I still need to take another pass at the obsidian potions. I see that's one of the things I've seen is a lot of people not using their obsidian potions. Shame on you. Actually, shame on me because they need to be tweaked quite a bit, I think. Just get them back so they're more relevant again. So I know you guys get potions out of that, and a lot of those just end up in not the trash, in the sales bin. Definitely take those. And yes, I did hear you guys, and that's also, I see Eileen Dragonfire making something. Eileen, you can go check out to see if the Isle of Storms is now multiplayer in terms of listening to people. Should be. I think so. I think I got the flags right on it. It looked like I tried to change it once before and missed a flag. For those who don't know, that's the Isle of Storms, was the old starting map where we had the starting experience, which was absolutely fabulous for storytelling and cool and neat and fit with the fiction perfectly. And we had it in there for about 2 years, but really what we found was the initial fans of the game probably liked it more than new players coming to the game. And we had an extremely high dropout rate because it basically resulted in, welcome to our game, now walk around as a ghost for 30 minutes and do a lot of reading. This does not appeal to a Steam player coming in off the, just randomly picking up the game, thinking they're getting a normal game rather than a more of a story-driven game. So we actually removed that and shortened the starting experience, and actually the metrics on it improved quite a bit. But we still have that scene, and it's still near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. So we have it in there now as a multiplayer scene. Now we just need to get some ether amplifiers up there so you can start doing dance parties up there.
Nice. Chris, the 2 things you need to do, I don't have my editor up, but you need to change the player count and you need to remove the solo tag.
I removed the solo tag.
Oh, so the player count is probably still 1.
Yeah, maybe.
But you still, if you remove the solo tag, then there's still ways around it. So someone can go there and a player can go to visit his friend, teleport to his friend, and then you can sort of just build a group for now.
Right, yeah.
We'll see.
I went there and it defaulted me to private mode still. I'm in Isle of Storms now. If
Okay.
anybody wants to try to come over and meet me, I'm over by the Lunar Rift. I gotta say the right name. You were just saying something I wasn't going to make a comment on, but I lost it.
Atos becomes Lord Atos in episode 3. I got a castle now. I should be like the Lord or something anyways, right?
Uh-huh.
Or maybe the castle was actually there before me and I just didn't know it and I'm named after the castle.
Oh.
Ooh.
Maybe you killed the previous Atos.
For those who've been watching stuff in Castle Atos, we did have a couple of bugs that showed up in a patch in R99. That's one of the things. Again, I'm not going over every item on the list that we changed for this release, just because it always gets boring and there's too many bugs fixed. But that was one of the ones that I'd heard people mention a lot. Is what was it, Sanyo? The dog quest, the boy and the dog quest. What was that?
What?
The thing that was broken in Castle Atos, was it missing cats or the missing
Fox
boy?
and Rabbit.
Fox and the Rabbit.
Yeah,
I knew it was something to do with animals.
Yeah, so what there is 2 kids who are the hunt masters who send you on this little game to find a kid with a rabbit mask. He's the rabbit, you're the fox. And it's kind of, the timing is extra confusing because there was a problem with the daily version of the quest that I fixed. But then the new problem was something weird with the scene where the 2 Huntmaster kids, you just couldn't interact with them and they wouldn't put you on the quest or anything. It's confusing.
So I remember what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I may jump in now. The subscriber rewards, there's recurring stuff as well, titles and dies that come out at a increment. That's actually what I was going to say. And, Ali posted up a thing. Somebody at Eagle Keeper 91 had mentioned it as well. So yes, there's currently a problem. The titles ran out. I have to repopulate the titles to get those in. And anybody who has been a subscriber long enough will, and should, I should say, automatically get any titles that we put in there that you know are beyond the time that you've been a subscriber. They should just automatically be delivered. Then I got to find out what's going on with the dies. The dies should just continue on unless there was some kind of a table someplace that ran out the same way as the titles. So I'll be looking into that. Hopefully I'll be able to get that solved for R101, if not R102.
And I see Eileen Dragonfire also saying, make a title for each GM. I will say that part of that was done already. Oh wait, he moved. He's now above me. That guy above me actually set up all the data for it, which is the biggest chunk of work, and gave me a Jira to set up the code to handle it, because it's not something we currently have code for. And I did not get to my part. So just, that is coming. The hard part's been done by that guy up there. I still have some work to do, or maybe Devil Cult can get to it, since he seems to be kicking major butt. But yeah, it is not, you didn't do it per GM, you did it per tree school that you GM completely, right?
Oh, actually, it's a 3-tier thing per GM. So
Okay.
there is a title for every single skill in the game. Well, apart from like specializations, I think. Specializations, and there's something else that's also exempt. I forget what it is. But you get the idea. Like archery has one, so on and so forth. So each one of them. And then there's an additional title you get if you complete the tiers. So if you complete a school and you complete all the adventure stuff, you complete all the crafting stuff. If you complete everything and become GM in all of the stuff, then there's one big top of the pile master title for everything.
And there are a few GMs that are excluded from that, since you can only, for instance, have 2 specs at once.
Yeah, those will be excluded.
Right.
Hey, thank you very much.
That should all be in the Jira. So.
Since I just saw Shimazu speak up there, Shimazu, I just want to let you know, Damon swears, he said if it's the only thing he gets done this next release, that he's going to be getting the cats writable. We'll see.
The big cats. He's
The big cats, not the little cats. Writing the little cats would be cruel, evil. No,
one
the big
per foot.
the big cats. He just ran into more challenges with that than he expected, I think. And he's also one of those guys, kind of like Sanyo and probably everybody on the team but me, who likes things to not suck when they put it out, to put it bluntly. They like things to be pretty bug-free and perfect when they put it out, so we'll see. But he said he's going to, if that's the only thing he gets done this next release, he's on it. Yeah, wardings will be out, specs will be out. Those won't be part of the achievement type stuff, the nameplate stuff. Let's see. Again, lots of different bug fixes in there. Again, you guys saw some of the deck changes that got done. Some of the color coding. Again, all those things that probably should have been in there day one are really showing up now. I mean, it's a lot of UI. If you guys look at how much UI is in the game, it's an insane amount of UI. You always forget about it and take it for granted. But let's see. So I think I can probably show you guys one of the things I saw that might be history worthy. You guys might get a kick out of at least, which is, let's see if I can get this going right. This is a document. We'll take a look at this thing. This is in, I'm trying to remember what month it was. I think this is for release 6. We were invited to something called Rooster Teeth Expo. For those people who aren't Austin people, there's a company called Rooster Teeth here. They're like one of the biggest like YouTube presences out there. I'm sure they've been, somebody's knocked them out of the way and bumped them down. But Rooster Teeth is huge YouTube channel. They of course got their start with the Red versus Blue. Yes, Red versus Blue, which it turns out my daughter Maxine went to daycare and we made some friends at daycare, and one of the guys there is movie producer guy, but one of his other credits is he plays the Mad Bomb. He plays the bomb, the intelligent bomb in Red vs. Blue. So that's one of his things. But anyways, they have something called Rooster Teeth Expo that is their own convention they have here in town. We were doing a demo for it. This came up the last minute, and I think I had somebody ask, like, well, why were you doing this instead of Star? Star wasn't here yet. I think Star was maybe just joining the team. So yes, if you look at this last edit, I made sure not to touch this so it would keep this. Last edit made June 20th, 2013 by Chris Spear. So this is by producer Chris, putting together the click list and trying to manage things for a Rooster Teeth demo. Rooster Teeth Expo, yes.
I miss that pinecone model.
Oh, the pinecone model, yeah, the
kickable ones.
The kickable matching physics. Let's see, new character. Apparently for this release, we had a new character coming in. Assured deferred rendering is used in all scenes. Very verified default camera rig. Yeah, this is back in the early days when we were really scrambling. We were trying to figure things out. And we had different camera setups everywhere. We started with blob shadows. We removed those apparently. Replace UI, real paper doll. Get Scotty's UI. Let's see, overworld. These are some of the type things we were working on there. Shoreline darker when it touches swamp. I don't know if we ever did that. If we got that done? I don't think we got that done yet. That's from 9 years ago. We still don't have that done. I don't think anybody's noticed though.
Yeah, I've never set up anything like that.
Get the plants out of the rivers. And again, you'll see a lot of names in here that you still hear the same names from back then. I'm trying to think. Sanya, when did you join us?
It was before Persistence. But
yes.
I don't remember exactly when.
I was going to say, that's there's some people here that just always think of it like it's been here forever. You're one of those guys.
So it was me, you, and B Cotton in that tiny super hot office.
Yeah.
When I joined. I don't know.
Yeah, tiny super hot office is a very common thing in the games industry because all the games guys always have more computers, and then computer game companies are cheap.
And it was like a one-person size office, and there were 3 of us in there.
It'll be a one-person size office, and we'll cram 3 people in there, and then we'll constantly complain to the management. We keep blowing fuses. I don't know what's going on. It's like, I know exactly what's going on. The air conditioning's not keeping up. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Oh, the good old days. Ocean Too Dark. So these were the type things we were worried about for the RTX punch list. These were the hot topics here. Fallen tree mesh. Mesh needs to be cleaned up or new one added. New ones. Owl's head. Add NPCs walking up the ambient or directional light. Dragonbone dungeon. I looked for the document I wrote up that was the original thing, that it was the Dragonbone script. Hey, thank you very much, Puddlefoot, for the new subscriber. And I'll get around to thanking everybody here in a while. But this was actually a script made from or checklist made from the original script I wrote. But I haven't been able to find the original script I did that has everything. But this is another one that was right around the same time. RTX early July sprint 2 through 6 will be focused on making sure we have something inspiring to show at RTX. Was it inspiring, guys? Did anybody go? Anybody? Oh, there's John Marcus. That's good. I had a friend who was watching the stream. He just messaged me to tell me he had to drop out, and he will not be here to hear me sing. I think I already know what I'm going to be singing just based on some recent activity. It's one I will butcher a little bit, but at least I not totally butcher it. Sometimes I butcher it so bad I can't even get through it.
Chris, I think I started May 7th, 2015.
May 7th. Okay, so you're right around 2 years after this. Let's see. Player starts in a house or village, but this is how we broke things down back then. This is how I broke things down. Again, this was before we had a real producer. I think Star was just in the process of moving from Disney to join us, moving from California, the LA area, back to Austin. So he was not quite in the picture yet. So also that just a reminder that if you hear, if you ever heard Star complain about like stuff we promised players that was insane. Why would you do that? That was because he was not there for Kickstarter. And he did not get to shoot down a lot of the dumb stuff we did in Kickstarter. Let's see, player checks chest. But this was me trying to go through my original script that I had. Just like I wrote basically a one-page description of what was going to happen in the quest of the go to get the Bone of Throne, Throne of Bone. And I'm trying to remember. I don't think I was like, well, maybe it was. I was trying to remember if Game of Thrones was a thing at that time, and that was my inspiration for that. I don't know what my inspiration for the Throne of Bone was. But anyways, this was the breakdown of that story and the things we had to have for it, and me tying it into our JIRA. Look at the JIRA numbers here, guys. You guys were talking about JIRA number 20,000, and we're on 70,000 now. Look at the JIRA numbers on these guys. Bam, 99, 100.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Game UI that doesn't suck. Can you tell that I'm the one who wrote this? That is exactly how I would write my bugs. Player checks chest in the house to find it empty. Chest object. Chest interactable with lid animation. This is the type of stuff we're doing then, is just trying to get through and work through those early releases, trying to work, hammer down some of this stuff. Let's see. Spider. Find the spider. Fight that bad boy. Oh yeah, I totally wrote this. Let's see. There's probably something here about spider sounds as well, because I did spider sounds that were so horrible. Let's see. Tree and scene that is highlightable. Chopping. Bag up. Lumber in it. Tree changes damage state. Turn boards into boards. Sit in chair. Leave house. So this was our RTX walkthrough and the stuff we had in there. Here's Richard's scenario. Talking about control point stuff. In a horrible green text so that nobody could read it. But this was his stuff, and showing off the control point stuff. But that's the type of stuff we had from back in the day. And oh, let's see if I can shrink this down again. There we go. But yeah, it's been 100 releases, 100 months of stuff going on there. I see Winfield is in scene. Winfield, did you have winners and losers for us for fishing stuff?
I believe that is Winston.
Let's see. Unable to...
He says, not yet.
Okay, not yet. All right, that's what I thought I'd remembered him saying.
I can talk for a little while, if you want.
Happening soon, though. And I know I did something quick and dirty for the fishing stuff, but we now have ways you can tell where the fishing tournaments are happening, correct?
Yes. The in the zone scroll teleport list, you could the towns that are involved in the fishing tournaments are different colors, and I know that right now there's not a legend for what the different colors mean, and I don't know what they mean. So, but
there's a legend in the release notes.
Ah, there you go. It's in the release notes. Go look there. But it will be in game as well. There will be a legend in that UI.
Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking in at the document right now, the patch notes, and it doesn't have the colors for it. Let's see. Reading through the patch notes, making sure lots of different art fixes. I saw someone mentioning the loading faster. Some of that was I mentioned earlier that Devil Cult was going and fixing a lot of those. He had like 100 different check-ins that were deleted from the patch notes and don't show up in the patch notes, and a lot of those are things where he was fixing up some of these internal errors we were seeing. They're not things that really affect stability, but they are things that affect stuff like loading times. And just a lot of times, like you'll get some lag, and you're not sure why. And if you actually had your debug console up, you might see that we got a bunch of exceptions going on. So he's fixing up a bunch of that type stuff as well. So tons and tons of fixes in there, and yes, I have not timed it, but I would expect at least a couple of the things that he fixed to also improve the load speed. So let's see, what else do we have here? Scene maps, man, Artifice, Boreas Colossus, Greenfall Grusk. Can you believe we released a map and it had a map on day one?
There you go.
I know, it's nuts. And we're actually getting caught up on the maps now, so maybe that'll be the usual situation.
Yeah, there's in all practicality, there's about 75 maps left that need to be done.
I forget, are you doing them by priority? I remember I added that code so it would track how often people try to open a map and the map wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm mixing. I'm interleaving. Because some maps are easier to do than others, so
Oh, yeah.
I am throwing in some easy ones so I can get some maps done. But I am running that report and looking at the most visited maps in the last 30 days. So.
All right, let's see. Oh, and this is one of those things, if Star were here, he'd be yelling at me, or he'd be doing it himself. I'm supposed to yell at you and tell you that we have a bunch of sales going on. Which is we have some of our usual stuff. We're actually doing something different. And this was another one of those player requests, and we actually listened to you guys. Not always when you tell us to make things cheaper or put bigger sales on, but this is one I'd had several people in request and felt like it was overdue, which is we have a 30% deed sale going on. At the April 11th, we're going to turn it off and we won't have a deed sale again for a while. I'm not sure what the date is. You know, we're going to have a big sale in July. We'll probably have some sale in between here and there. We're not very good at planning the sales out ahead of time, but of course we'll have one for July for Lord British's birthday, which just happens to be July 4th. But yes, right now there's a 30% deed sale and a 20% crown sale. Let's see, that is really, that's a 44% sale. Oh, see how I did the math there? Yeah. So yeah, buy your crowns, get your deed upgrade on sale, extra off. If you get really lucky, you can also get in on the 30% or 30%. Yeah, the items that are on sale right now. Anything that comes up on sale, those are also going to be 30% off, rather than the usual 20% off. And we're still doing the rapid fire sale stuff. We haven't had any problems with it, and I try to look at metrics and see what stuff works. I think we've been making it once every day it happens. And I know there's some people who get frustrated because they're like, I heard so-and-so went up and now it's gone. But again, with it going rapid fire sales, it's going to be back within, do you remember what the number was? Was it like 26 days? Now you don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah, I thought it was like 21, but yeah, something like that.
But let's be honest, that's part of the psychology of us having them go by quick. Is you see something come up and it's going to be a long time and you don't know when it's going to come up again, buy it. That is one of those things though that we kind of tested out, and I think it's probably here to stay. We'll see. It's every 4 hours, I think, is how long it stays up. What's on sale now? Horn-rimmed sunglasses. I don't think I've ever seen that come up on pictures before. That's just wrong. Tiny wings, you got the conversationalist. We should talk about all the other features, but of course we're already out of time. We're already past 5 o'clock here. We're definitely not going to get to any questions today. We have a lot of prizes to give away, and apparently I have a song to sing, and I know what I'm singing. I guess I need to click the prize button. Hold on. It's going to take a while. I got to click this button. I think I said I'm going to click it 6 times.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Because before we started here, see how I just cut you off there? Before we started, you said you were going to not let me talk the whole time. You were going to do a lot of the talking. You did nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Very smart.
I know. Well, I'm not aggressive enough. I mean, you are the boss, so I don't want to really.
Yeah, and then you see like same thing that I'm doing to you. Like Star does that to me times 10, and then same thing you get like Richard and Star in a stream. Good luck getting talking over them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so. Guys, we got a bunch of stuff going in, and one of the things, of course, is Echo Verb, which is just obviously a fun way of saying that we have added Echo to the player dungeon foyers, And that has gotten a positive response. In fact, I understand that if you play music with the Echo, it sounds really cool. So there's a couple of things there. We will be deploying the Echo to the rest of the player dungeon rooms over a period of time. And there was an idea that came up in Ask a Dev that I'm really excited about. The possibility, and this is still a possibility, so I'm going to bring back an old phrase, don't lawyer me. We may be able to add a situation where, just like you have the totem for doing spawns in the dungeon, I'm thinking about trying to get wax cylinders working in dungeon rooms. So that way you'd be able to play atmospheric music for each one of your rooms. If I can't do it for each room, which that's a question as to whether or not that will work, but I think for sure I should be able to do it for where you'd be able to place the wax cylinder in the foyer and it'll give you atmospheric music, noise, whatever, for the entire dungeon. Which of course would prompt us to start making more atmospheric type wax cylinders and put them up in the store for you. Now, NavMesh did a sweep and corrected a ton of the NavMesh issues in the dungeon rooms, but apparently there are some rooms, and I'm getting more reports. I think we're up to 5 or 6 rooms now. I think there's like 100 rooms in the collection, so it's still not a bad percentage, but I got to find out why these rooms are not allowing pets to wander around. And of course, the same NavMesh issue would apply to spawns if we actually have an encounter in there as well. So I got to work on that. I'm taking a look. The technology has got some problems, and I got to figure out what's going on. So I got to basically have to reverse engineer it, take it apart, put it back together again, figure out why that doesn't work that right correctly. The map cards, of course, I mentioned before. I deployed, I believe it was 57 map cards this round, which is all of the adventure scene dungeons or interior spaces at this point. Each card is unique, so if you start doing a Pokemon type thing, go find them all. Each one is pretty cool and have some funny little statements in there as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy those. Obviously, as I move forward, I'm also adding those to scenes that do not have maps that we do not plan on putting maps into. Down the road, if we ever get, and I'm going to watch for a cringe here, if we ever get Fog of War to work, then we'll obviously go back, revisit the dungeons, and throw Fog of War in place and have maps for the dungeons at that point. But at this time, it's not tech that we have, so instead of having a map missing message, we'll put something up there, so at least it's entertaining if you do happen to hit the map key. I am in the process of cleaning up our websites to brand ourselves as Catnip Games. So this is a big effort. There's a lot of little places. You guys will notice, well, actually, you might not notice it because it didn't tell you that you had to go click it again, but the end user license agreement and the terms of service have been updated and now correctly reference the company as Catnip Games. Portalarium has been eliminated from that. I've also updated Steam, and I'm working on the website. The website is another special issue because we have to work through our CDN and cloud hosting to get that done as well. So there's a little bit, I can't just go in there and change the code immediately. I have to do some build stuff to get that done. Then also on this community management side of things, I'm going to be adding moderators to assist with stuff. I've approached a couple of people already, and I still have a couple of people left to talk to. We'll be getting that going on within the next release or two. To keep, it's just too many things to do, so I can't do everything, and so I'm getting some people in there to help do that. And I mean, you guys know that there's community members who help out with a bunch of stuff at this point, so spreading that out and making sure we keep things going. that'll be taken care of for Discord and the forums as well. Twitch, I think we're pretty much good because we're always watching what's going on Twitch. So we have a number of people already moderating that. I think that's pretty much everything that I had that I wanted to talk about. And I always feel like I'm being rushed through it. I don't know why. But obviously, if you guys need anything, let me know. I'm almost always on. You can always find me on Discord when my light is green. I'm around. And if I don't respond right away, it's just because my head is deep into code or something. So that's about that. Did you get all the prizes up? Did I give you enough time?
Yes, I have the 6 prizes up.
Awesome.
Hold on. We should do the prizing, and then I'm going to sing them out with a torturously horrible song. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, I'm ready on that end. All right, we're going to do the prizes. Who's excited? I don't think Allie's done enough this stream.
I've been talking in chat.
You wanna read the prizes or the character?
Oh dear.
Prizes.
If you do the prizes, all you gotta do is read the prize name, and then I'll read the 6 that go along with it.
So, small campfire.
All right, and I'm going to be reading off 6 names after each one of these prizes that Allie is reading the name for. Each one of these people wins it. There may be duplicates in here because we don't know why. We've never looked at it. We blame Undone, though, and now we just kind of leave it on as the ongoing joke. But Small Campfire is won by Genovella, Tadja, Marco Polo, Darkline, Chrome Magnon, and Elir DeRoque.
Potted blue glowing mushroom 3-pack.
Goes to Bo Bakken, Chatul Aventari, Vulcan Jedi, Il1, Genovella, and thank you. Actually, it's TY. Could be Ty. Or it could be thank you, I'm not sure.
Turret top grandfather clock.
Goes to Prankster Fan, Adric Silverson, Elwyn Moon, the Sherwood Forest going on, by the way, Elwyn, just in case you missed it. We're not going to go because we're still kind of hiding a little bit from the pandemic. I don't want to take Maxine out, but in case you missed it. Kainise, Maned Sork, and Elwyn Moon again. He got 2 grandfather clocks.
One for each grandfather.
That's, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Picnic table set.
Goes to Eugene Falsify. That seems like an odd name. Scoffer Kata. Gwendolyn Obscuro. Always wins something. Vooch. Submarine Mike. And Liv Fry.
Free?
Fry? Free?
Could be
F-R-I?
free.
I do what I want. You're not going to have a name that's easy to pronounce. I'm just going to, whatever comes out of my mouth. Let it roll.
Ancient Stone Green Chapel Dungeon Room.
Goes to Arcus Blackwing, Radicus, Thor Tordingood. I'm trying to think if there's a joke in there. Tordingood. No, I think that's just name. I thought it might have been like doing something good. Trying to spell it like a Viking, but no. Chatul Aventari. They won 2 things too. I forget what their first one was, but I know I've said their name before. I'm looking around. I don't see their name anywhere. I may have misread somebody at some point. Maybe Vooch was. Did I say Vooch last time? Anyways, Chatul Aventari. You'll get at least one thing there. Graham Wormsbane and Anza Liu. Congratulations to all you guys. And huge thanks to you guys. I cannot believe 100 releases. We've never been perfect. That's not a big secret, but we sure do try, and we keep on trying. We keep trying to get the game better. I think, as you heard, our bug count is actually going down for changes. We've reduced how many new things we're pushing in there, and we're focusing more on bug fixes and polish and like quit cramming in new UI and instead make the UI we have better before we move on to it. So I know that is not always the sexiest thing, but I do believe it's what's best for the project. And anyways, that's part of why I think we're getting better every time. Do you guys have anything else? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and sing us out here with a butchered song here.
Yeah, I got two quick things. I'll just say that I had been streaming a while ago, and then I stopped. So I'm going to go back and start streaming again. And there's a couple different aspects of that. But basically, as I do my work, I'm going to go ahead and stream what I'm doing and talk about things that need to get done. Obviously, we could do some Q&A sessions while I'm streaming as well. Relevant to things that I know about. If you ask me things I don't know about, I will tell you I do not know that. So I'm just telling you that right up front. And that's where Ask a Dev comes in. That plus, I'm going to try to fix that prisoning script. I really want to fix that. I'm not happy about so many duplicates.
I think there's actually only one. I think I read somebody the wrong time. I think I read Avantari twice.
Yeah, he was up there for something else.
He was?
Blue glowing mushroom 3-pack as well.
All right. Well,
yep.
It's supposed to handle. I'm not sure what's up with it, and I've not gone to look at it. It's in Python. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out. It's supposed to be building a list. It may be one of those simple things. I don't want to tell people what it is, but maybe one of those simple things like they get added to the list. But if you say it multiple times with your name out capitalized differently, that it gets added multiple times. You may just need a compare case. Because you sneaky guys might be adding yourselves multiple times to different capitalizations. Now that I've said that, we probably really need to fix it.
Yeah.
I'll
look at it. I have a feeling it's just not. I don't think it's saving the table in the right place anymore or something. So.
I'm trying to get back to see all the people who gave us money, and I did it again. I waited too long, and stuff has scrolled off. The list of stuff in there. I know that there's a lot of people out there. Eileen Dragonfire, the Vooch, Key Mansour gave us multiple times. John Marcus, long time glutton for punishment, who gives me 1337 bits every time I see him. Malhari, Stymie, LLTS, long live the Syndicate Stymie. And just tons of guys out there. I wish I could remember more. I mean, there's also the people who don't give bits out here who just, again, are invaluable to the community, as in couldn't put a value on them because they're priceless. Like the Anpus and the Coswald, who I'm probably going to raid here in a few minutes. And all these other people, Merrick Dragons, and some of the characters who've been with us, I know, since release 1, and still show up for live streams. But guys, again, thank you so much. I wish I could go back and find all the people. I gotta get better at that. I'm a bad streamer. I need to be able to keep track of who's giving us stuff better. And thank you more often. But we'll get the prizes out. Lainey is pretty good about getting that stuff out pretty quick if she's around. She does actually have a life, though. She's not always around on a Friday night. Not judging if she's home, though. We'll see. But you guys ready to do a raid here? And then I will sing us out with my torturous song, if I can find where to go. I had it up here. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Ah, there we go. All right, we're gonna go raid Coswell because he's the only other guy streaming right now. So, guys, thank you so much. We'll get at least one more patch out, maybe 2 more patches this release. We're trying to, with the mostly focusing on bugs, where guess what? We get to do fewer patches too. Woo. The sales, again, those were going on now. 20% off. Episode 2's on sale. 20% off crowns. 30% off upgrades. If you're going to do it, now's the time. It's the first time we've done 30 again. We probably won't do 30 again until some other massive event, if we do 30 again. We may just leave it 20 or 25 for the sales events, and we are going to turn it off, by the way. I think that's probably it. Let's go give Coswald a raid. Guys, again, thank you so much. One of those things I hear over and over again is a lot of people say good things about Shroud of the Avatar, but one thing that comes up over and over again as probably if there had to be one thing that people say is it's an amazing game because of the community. And that's all you guys. I think we do a little bit to help nurture that, but you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the support, and I'm sorry I have to punish you now. I'm going to go ahead and do the raid on Coswald. If you don't know Coswald, he is an amazing streamer. If you want to learn stuff, watch him. If you want your ears to bleed, you can watch us. Because I'm singing, this one is for Lady Gaga. I think she got overshadowed the other night, but she continues to be one of those people who I had horrible opinions of early on. But now, like, she's like a saint. She's like so cool. She's so awesome. The whole Liza Minnelli thing that she did there, and then before that with, oh crap, I can't remember his name. Classic crooner. Oh, can't remember his name, but we've been listening to him here lately. But this is, what's that? Who is it?
Harry Connick, I don't know.
No, not Harry Connick Jr. No, the older guy. They'll tell Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett, absolute classic. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself. Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? The stream ended there. There's going to be some people watching. I'm going to finish this next verse. That's where it gets cool. I'm falling. In all the good times I find myself longing for change. And in the bad times I fear myself. I'm off the... Oh, crap. And I screwed it up. The wrong pitch. I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us. We're far from the shallows now. All right, I'll stop there. All right, they've already rated anyways, but there's always people who watch. You know how I know some people watch and don't go to the stream? Because one time, the fish tank behind me, there's like a plant or something come loose. And I had to get into the fish tank, and I just ended a stream, and I like got up after the stream, and I'd done the raid, and got up there, took off my shirt because I didn't want to get my sleeves wet, so I'm back there with my big gut hanging out. This is before I lost 30 pounds. And shirt off, back there halfway into my fish tank back there, and I have people calling my phone telling me, "You're still streaming! We can see your fat gut."
I remember that.
Yeah. So... Anyway.
It's a good thing, like, I gotta get comfortable, take your shirt off, like, undo your pants. Ugh.
They should have been like throwing bits at me at the screen. If they'd been smart, that's what they've been. Bits, have some coins.
They only do that if you stream from hot tubs.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess I'm going to end the stream now. And so long to those of you who stayed around after the raid. See ya.